Can your scholar find the greatest common factor to reduce a fraction? Let's get started with this first example, 28 over 40. I have an even numerator and I have an even denominator, which automatically tells me that I can divide by 2. But is that my greatest common? Let's check. I can check by finding all the factor pairs of 28 and all of the factor pairs of 40. Well, what do you mean by that? What are all the numbers that when I multiply them together, it equals 28? I can always start with 1 and that value. So 1 times 28 is my first factor pair. I can multiply 2 times 14. That is my next factor pair. Nothing times 3, but I can multiply 4 times 7, which will give me my final factor pair. 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28 are all the factor pairs of 28. Now let's do 40. I can, again, multiply 1 and itself always as my first factor pair. I can multiply 2 times 20. Nothing times 3, I can multiply 4 times 10. 5 times 8. And those are all of my factor pairs of 40. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, 40. So when we're thinking about what is a number, what is a factor that can be reduced where the factor is the same, it is 4. 4 is common in both 28 and 40. So if I divide by 4 at the top, I can also divide by 4 at the bottom, which gives me the reduced fraction 7/10. Let's look at another example. Suppose I have the fraction 12 over 36. Again, 2 even numbers, which means for a fact, I know that it can be divided by 2, but let's find the greatest. So I'm going to start. What are all of my factor pairs of 12? What are all of my factor pairs of 36? I can multiply 12, always 1 and itself. 1 times 12, that equals 12. I can multiply 2 times 6. That will give me another factor pair that equals 12, as well as 3 times 4 as that final factor pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, all the factor pairs of 12. We're going to do the same thing for 36. I can multiply 1 and 36, always starting with 1 and that value. I can multiply 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, and I can multiply 6 times 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 36, all factor pairs of 36. So what is the greatest common factor between 12 and 36? That value is 12. So I can divide 12 for my numerator. I can divide 12 in my denominator. That gives me the reduced fraction 1/3. Now you tell me, what is the greatest common factor of 10 25ths